Hello and welcome to my patch notes rundown for the 19th of August. This week introduces some bug fixes to last week's mining and smithing update featuring XP scaling changes and the ability to trade all primal equipment on the Grand Exchange. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Temporarily increase the hit points of shooting stars. This is in reaction to the influx of players mining stars for the new best in slot life and death pickaxe. It's good to see them make temporary changes like this to prevent unhealthy and potentially toxic competition. Correctly increase the number of primal bars required to smith the primal two-handed sword +5 from 32 to 64 bars. All primal items are now tradable on the Grand Exchange. Previously, only a few parts of the armor were tradable, so expect a high supply of +5 armor and a high demand for +4 armor for the achievement that unlocks the ability to smith the Masterwork sword. Mining and smithing brawling gloves will once again be obtained with charges. These should no longer drop with 0 charges, and if by any chance players have had any mining or smithing brawling gloves dropped in the past week, just right click and check charges on them to restore them to the amount they're meant to be. Mining and smithing XP scaling from levels 100 to 110 now give the appropriate XP for protein bars, Croceus mining and the Citadel. Before, the XP scaling would bug out if the player's respective level was above 99, causing them to yield no XP drops when doing the mentioned activities. It's also worth mentioning that protein bars XP yield does not scale beyond level 90, so players should expect the same XP rates at 110. Even though the other activities weren't of note in terms of XP before this update, they've seen some significant boosts. Lastly, the scaling is still broken with bonus XP rewards like Barbarian Assault, but I'm sure they'll have it fixed by next week. The Mithril or Coal entry to the Book of Metal can now be obtained from concentrated coal. Buggy Mush and Mushy Mush now have separate models and are easily differentiated. The ground indicator for soaking souls during phase transitions of the first boss in Sanctum of Rebirth has been graphically updated to be a more clear telegraph. This looks really clean, and I would love to see this graphic be applied to other encounters where the old green arrow indicator is present, like Yakimaru Poison, and I would even like to see it be applied to other graphics like the Clue Scroll scan location, which is unfortunately the same as the indicator for when players click to move. The only unfortunate downside is that a lot of these locations reside on uneven ground, whereas Sanctum of Rebirth is completely flat, meaning in some locations the indicator would be clipping through the ground or sometimes hidden. And that's it for this week's patch notes. I really like the direction RuneScape PVM is going towards in terms of visual clarity. It makes PVMing much more enjoyable and satisfying, as well as easier to learn. Anyways, that's it from me. Thank you for watching and take care.